Well, I did say in my last video that if the video does get 50 likes or more, I'd make another video on why I don't enjoy Total Drama All-Stars. To me, it's the worst season there is. Now, weird as it sounds, I know there is a group of people out there that, for some reason or whatever, they actually do like All-Stars. Not saying they're crazy people, maybe, but I probably will never understand why they like All-Stars, but you know, opinions are opinions and preferences are preferences. They can enjoy whatever they want, I suppose. Anyways, there are a number of things for me to talk about in this video when it comes to All-Stars, but I feel like I don't need to, for which I don't want the video to be too long, so I'll just go over the bigger problems that I have with this season. I don't know what happened, but most of the characters in this season were just poorly written, or a majority of what they did was just out of character entirely. Remember when Chris was just pretty much, you know, doing simple challenges for the contestants? Now this guy is pretty much enjoying the fact that these guys are endangering their lives almost every challenge, and he's just getting a kick out of it. But that's more or less a nitpick. But more importantly to me are the contestants themselves. Sierra, Lindsay, Sam almost have no real reason to be here, and we're just really throwaway characters, honestly. One's character pretty much at the start of the season, if not a big majority of it, is pretty much, what? I'm not a villain. I'm nice. I'm not really mean or evil. Sad face. And it's like, out of nowhere for Gwen, especially compared to other seasons. Now, I know that she can manage to change her character over time slightly, but before it was just more of her being a goth girl with attitude that eventually lightened up within later seasons, like season 2 and, you know, especially season 3. But this just seems like it's not even Gwen on screen in All-Stars. If she really cares so much of being a nice person and not a villain, mostly to Courtney, it just seems completely out of place, as if like, oh yeah, I hate everyone on this island. It's like, but I'm not mean. I'm really not. I'm a nice person. I want to go to art school. It's like, okay, whatever. But going back to Courtney, why did the whole Duncan and Courtney thing try to be a thing this season? It really wasn't needed. This whole season is a full year after World Tour and Revenge of the Island. Why is Courtney really still bitter at Gwen for what she did? Granted, I can't truly blame her. I haven't had a significant other or a good friend at the same time cheat on me, so it's more or less justified. But still, Courtney was shown at first to be one of the more mature people within the show. That was kind of washed away, and then within this season, she's just all over the place. First, she ignores Duncan and Gwen. Okay, that's fine. She more or less moved on. It shows that, you know, she's really not caring and she doesn't really care about them anymore. That's fine. It's understandable. Then really tries to be friends with Gwen again. Okay, with some of the things that you've done before, it's a little bit questionable. I guess it's okay, really trying to move on, really trying to grow the patch. But what I just said doesn't really matter because Courtney really just wanted to give her best impersonation of Heather and just throw that friendship away within episodes later. At least when Heather got caught with Lindsay on doing that type of same thing, she was honest about it. Courtney tries to play it off as if, like, I've done nothing wrong. Like, I didn't mean to do it. I was sleep writing when I made that list to try and get rid of you. Now, going on to the trio. To complete the trio, Duncan. Oh man, it hurts on what they did to him. Mostly for the fact that Duncan is my favorite character. The major part of him, for no real reason, being attached to Courtney again, as I said before. It's more than a year since him and Courtney broke up. Why is him having feelings for her just coming up all of a sudden? Like, just out of nowhere now. Duncan was the one who mostly wanted to break up with Courtney in the first place, and was clearly happy with Gwen at the end of World Tour and at the beginning of Revenge of the Island. He had almost no regrets on what he did. As weird as that is, and kind of a dick move as it is, he had no regrets. He really didn't care. And just because they really wanted to have a reason for Gwen to break up with Duncan later on, it just seems like this story shouldn't be in the season at all, or just should be in the series overall. Also, the reason why I don't like what they did is because what made Duncan cool to me is that he really didn't care about what people thought about him and his action. Few times did he really, which was fine, but this is just uncalled for the level that they took it for, especially with the whole thing of trying to be a bad boy again. It was just really dumb. Duncan not really trying or caring too much to be a bad boy is what made him a bad boy in a weird sense, as if he didn't need to focus so hard on doing so. The whole thing of, dang, I did something nice, better do something bad or evil to gain my reputation back, that's not Duncan. It's really not. A good example I can think of is back on Island when Courtney saw Duncan give DJ another rabbit when DJ lost that rabbit earlier that day. And when Courtney found out and told him, he didn't freak out or have the thought of like, dang, she saw me do something nice. I better do something evil around her just so, she thinks I'm still a troublemaker. Hee. No, it wasn't like that. He just said, all right, just don't tell anyone. Granted, yes, he did more or less care about his reputation there, but not to the point of All-Stars is making it. So the writers having Duncan have feelings for Courtney, which was not needed, having him break up with Gwen, and then of course the whole bad boy situation, with the whole reason he got eliminated as well, is one of the worst things to All-Stars to me. And you know what, guys? I don't know what time we're at, but we still haven't even gotten to the biggest problem to me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like Mike. He's just a really bland character to me ever since I saw him in Revenge, and his relationship with Zoe is not any better to me. Also, throw this out there, might as well just do it. I really do believe that they are just the worst couple within the series. But, moving on to the main point, Mike's last and hidden personality. Now, let me just say that again, as if, I didn't just make that up, or, I didn't just read that off of some anime site. Last and hidden, as if this really was some anime or a fanfiction, where the main character has a dark side that people have to watch out for. And that personality and problem is Mal. I don't like Mal. I really just cannot imagine the thought process of having Mike, this okay bland character to me, aka Mal at this point, being the villain of the season. It just stuns me on how they really thought that would be a good idea. The idea of having Mal, this total drama OC, come to life, and really try hard to be this, I'm the most evil villain this series has, is the most ridiculous thing I have seen within the show. Oh, he's Mal. If you look up Mal, it just means bad, better watch out. Ooh, he went to juvie just like Duncan. He's a real troublemaker. Ooh, oh my god. He challenged Alejandro and more or less beat him. Ooh, he's the baddest of the bad. Give me a freaking break. That's the problem I had with Mal. They really tried so hard. They made this over-the-top, insane, original character that you can only find on those Total Drama fan-made series that you find on YouTube specifically. Yet, he's real. He's an actual character. He's an actual character that for some reason was taken as a threat. Compared to some of the other villains, better villains mind you, within the series, he's one of the worst, if not the worst. Compared, for example, Heather always tried to find a way to get invincibility to try not to get eliminated because she knew pretty much everyone was after her on the island. She knew how to play the game, so she tried to manipulate people to do stuff for her, or just plain out win the challenge herself and then just get invincibility so she wouldn't get booted off. She's been doing that since episode 1 or 2. Alejandro, another great one. He usually tries to influence his enemies to think differently or lose their focus. When you talk to that guy privately, it was over for you basically. Only a few characters could resist his charms and offer. Mal, all he pretty much does is just go around breaking stuff and then just blames people for it. Yes, I know he does try to harm others and sometimes succeeds, but it still just comes off as extremely forced, as they really want to let you know that he's evil, he's really evil, he's the worst as they come. All I see is just nothing but a fanfiction do not steal original character that's come to life. He is awful. But that's as much as I can go over. Some of the major points that really irk me within All-Stars. There are a few other things that I could go over, but I'm pretty sure I've made my point. Such things as Courtney and Scott trying to be a couple. Dumb. Mike and Zoe entirely. They are honestly the main focus of the season outright, which is just a drag for the season. Also, not too sure how Zoe doesn't know when it's Mike acting differently as Mal when they've been dating for a year or so. And also how Heather didn't know Alejandro was in the robot as if it was this big reveal when this image right here from Revenge of the Island exists. So, yeah, there's just so many things that just bug me about this season. If this video does get up to 50 likes or so, I'll let you guys choose more or less on what you want. I'll either make a video on what could have made All-Stars better, because I was going to add it into this video, but it's already long enough, or I can make another video on why I don't like the relationship of Zoe and Mike, or just the characters of Zoe and Mike entirely. You guys get to choose, but it first has to be up to 50 likes. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Vote down below. Fan art, Patreon, Twitter, everything else you know what to do, and have a happy and joyous Merry Christmas.